Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today it's my pleasure to talk to Sally Winchell. And Sally not only is a friend and probably known by a lot of people in the community, but she also is Ms. PA Senior America. Gee, Sally, this is exciting. And look at you.
Thank you. It's exciting to be here. And thank you for inviting me, Diane. This is just a whole new lifestyle and really fun, and I'm excited about it.
Well, here's some things that some of you may know about Sally. She is a certified personal trainer. She's a fitness nutrition specialist, amateur ballroom dancer. You and your husband, George, are great together. And you are the wellness director at Bright Side Opportunity Center.
Yes.
So a lot of what you do is on fitness and health and just being healthy and happy, right?
Absolutely. That is my personal goal, as well as my goal for my clients and my silver sneakers. And I have a lot of little subgroups over there. I love what I do, and I just like people to be able to feel strong and get healthy.
Yeah. So I've got to ask you,
okay,
how did all of this come about?
Well, I was happily doing my job
right
for a long time. I've been at Brightside 9 years. And one of my girlfriends, who happens to be Ms. Senior Pennsylvania 2021, she called me and she said, I'd like you to come to a meet and greet at TELUS. And I wasn't quite sure where we were going with this. But anyway, it was a meet and greet, and it was all about the Ms. Senior America pageant and the philosophy and the mission and the history. And I found it fascinating. It meshed beautifully with what I do. And you know me, Diane, I'm always looking for an opportunity. It's like, wow, this sounds like fun. So I said, sure, why not? So I entered the pageant for Ms. Pennsylvania.
So when was this? When was that first initiation into this?
That was February
Okay.
of this year,
Of
February
2023.
Yes. And then the pageant was June 4th. So I had about 3 months, maybe 4 months to prepare. And it's a big job.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about this pageant.
Ms. Senior America was founded in 1971 by Dr. Dr. Mott, I'm so sorry. And it's really about celebrating women that have reached the age of elegance.
What is that age? What do they say? 60.
Yes.
Okay.
It's 60. 60 and up, any woman that's 60 and up has reached that age of elegance. And the pageant is the search for the gracious lady who exemplifies dignity, maturity, and inner beauty for all senior Americans. So seniors are the foundation of America. And we have the knowledge and the resources to help our youth build a better society. So that's kind of what it's really about, which is very exciting to me.
It sure is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you got involved with this, Sally, what did you think? I mean, what was the process? How did you prepare?
Well, there are certain areas you're judged in.
Okay.
It is a pageant, so there's the judge's interview. There's a talent that you have to come with. You have to prepare your life philosophy, and that's also a thing that's judged, as well as evening gown. So I think the biggest and the most exciting part of the preparation was really digging into reflecting on what my passion is and what I stand for, why I get up every morning, and what I do in my life. So that gets pared down into what your life philosophy is, which is a pretty big portion of the judging. And it was fun to do that. So it was a lot of work.
And I think you said you had to pare it down to what, like 35 seconds or something?
Yes. So when you present at the pageant, you come out in your gown and you go up to the microphone and you state your life philosophy. And it has to be within 35 seconds or less.
Yeah.
And that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot to put into 35 seconds, but that is just why you live, why you exist.
Okay. So please do tell us your 35 seconds.
I will.
Okay.
I would love to. I live to make a better life for others. Every day I have the opportunity to motivate and inspire others through strength training and eating a healthy diet, the keystone to healthy senior years. We need not accept what we think old age should look and feel like. We should be strong, energetic, and engaged in life. You're never too old, and it's never too late to start. As Satchel Paige said, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are?
Wow. That does sum it up, doesn't it?
That does sum it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sally, let's go back.
Okay.
What got you involved in fitness and nutrition? Because you've been a competitor too.
I was a competitor, and I actually competed in 2021, so that was part of it. But I'm going to just say at 49,
Okay.
I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. Saggy skin, wrinkles, and I saw the body of a woman that was aging, and it was an eye-opener. So I hired a personal trainer and a nutritionist, and I literally changed my life at that point. So I actually ended up being that as my career. But at 52, I go, well, what do I do with this health and this physique? And I found out you could compete. So I stepped on the competitive stage at 52, which is, wow, scary. But I did it. And I was very proud of myself because my self-confidence soared. It just was over the top. And I wanted women, especially women, to know what it feels like to be strong and fit. So that was kind of the beginning of it. And then again, a career change happened. I got into training. I got into the nutrition just to help people change their lives.
Yeah. The competition, tell me about the competition. What was that? Was it fitness, bodybuilding? What was the category?
In the bodybuilding world, there's different, we call them levels for fitness. And it kind of depends on how muscular you are. There's women's bikini, women's figure, women's physique. So it's all kind of a layer of how muscular you are. And I did women's figure. And you put on a sparkly bikini. I mean, you train like crazy. Training is training. It never ends. It's not something you do for 6 months or 6 weeks. That is your life. And then the hardest part of that is the diet. Then you have a specific diet. It's like a prescription. You follow it to create that look. It's really about the look when you're competing. But what I found was the power of food. How food affects our health, affects our physique, and it blew me away. And so that's how I kind of got interested in learning more about food and how it affects our health.
Yeah, and that's why you started doing what you're doing too, because you experienced it and you lived it.
Yeah, I did. I was obsessed with it because it changed my picture of my, like I said, my health, my physique, my nutrition panel. It was like, this is amazing. And that's why I wanted to go down this road. But I wanted to help other people. So my mantra became, change the way you eat, change your life.
Yeah. And boy, you've been helping people too. And I think something else, someone else told you, and this is so important, as my world turned, you say, it turned toward others. And that's what you're doing, right?
Right, right. So over the last 9 years, I am the wellness director at Brightside Opportunity Center. And what an amazing place for me and for the community, because I can do everything I love to do. I can do my fitness, I can do my nutrition, and help multiple amount of people of all ages, not just the seniors, but I have clients that are in their 20s all the way up through in their 90s, but every day I have the opportunity to work with them. So that was a huge gift when I got to become the wellness director at Brightside, and I love it.
Bet they were thrilled when you went out for this pageant too.
Well, they did. They came out and supported me. Oh my goodness, my ladies and some of my gentlemen, they came to see me and supported me, and they still do. Yeah. And I just, it just makes my heart sing.
Well, and I think supporters also got you this.
They
too,
did.
Didn't they?
My Silver Sneakers group, they bought me this amazing case to put this beautiful crown in and to keep it safe, and my sash. And they presented me with that about a week after I earned this title, and it just, again, I just love them. I love them to death, and I just want them to. I just want to help, and they show up. Yeah, I say, come on, guys, you got to show up. Just keep showing up, and you're going to get better.
Right, that's great. So, when you were in the competition, you had gown. So we talked about that. Yes. And how'd you go about picking out the gown that you wanted to wear?
That was a matter of what color do I look good in. Okay. Okay, so color was important. Yes. And just, you want to feel elegant because it is the age of elegance. And something that is flattering to our particular physique. Yes. So, yeah, it was a fun process. I mean, the clothing, the gowns, that's always fun to do, but it was the best thing ever. You know us gals.
Oh, so it's fun. Yeah. So then talent, what did you
Okay.
do for your talent?
Well, I had to go way back into my life when I owned Class Act Dance Studio. This was
yes.
back in 2002-3. I had a studio, and I couldn't dance with George. I couldn't do a ballroom dance, which is what I wanted to do, but
Right.
you have to do your own. So I created a dance, and I said to my daughter, what would be a good song for me to dance to? She says, Mom, the best is yet to come. So by Michael Bublé,
Yes.
and I hired a choreographer, one of our good friends, world champion ballroom dancer down in Maryland, and she choreographed for me. And it's energetic, it's fun. I have a cane, I'm on a chair, I'm off the chair, I'm on the floor, I'm all over the place. So it's a blast.
Wow.
So that was my talent, my own dance. And kind of a Fosse style jazz. Yeah.
I think you had fun with this, didn't you?
Oh, I had a blast. I mean, I'm having a blast. And,
Yeah.
you know, every day I carry my crown in my car because people will say, oh, you should have brought your crown. So I keep it in the car. You never know, just to kind of
Right.
Connect with people on this level. But it is fun. It is so much fun, Diane.
Oh, that's wonderful. How
Yeah.
many women competed for this?
There was only 6 women in the
Okay.
Pennsylvania competition.
Okay.
In nationals, there'll obviously be 50.
And that's going to be coming up in October of this year, correct?
Yes, that's the week of October 15th. So that's kind of my full-time job right now. Don't tell Brightside I said that. But it is a lot of things to do and prepare.
Yeah, and of course it's going to be in Atlantic City. Where else would we
Yes.
expect it to
Right,
be, too?
Right. It's
Yeah.
at the Tropicana.
Yeah.
And it's a big week coming
Yeah,
up.
and I know you form a lot of relationships because you form relationships even with this competition as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The gals, I mean, instantly after the Pennsylvania competition, you just start to connect with a lot of the queens from all over the country. And especially if you're on social media, you see who's the queen of whatever state, and you become Facebook friends and support each other, and it is a sisterhood.
Yeah.
And that is something that I didn't expect or see coming down the road. The women are just wanting to lift each other up and support each other in whatever their platform is, whatever their mission is, whatever they do in life, and be supportive and encouraging and go, you go girl.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
and it is about supporting and it's about making a positive change in the world.
That's absolutely right.
And that's what you're doing. We're going to take a brief pause. When we come back, we're going to talk about what Sally has to do with her responsibilities as the state representative and other things going on in our community. Stay with us. You're watching Lancaster Community TV, Lctv 66. Welcome back to Behind the Lines, and we're with Sally Winchell. And Sally, you are the Miss PA Senior America. And we've been talking about how you got started and things that you're doing. So as the state representative, what are your responsibilities?
Oh, the responsibilities are to engage with our community and visit senior organizations or senior living, veterans homes, church groups. I am available to go and speak at on my platform, which is fitness and nutrition, to any of these groups. I have a bunch of them set up for the fall, which is super exciting. We go into parades, and we're really just out there to really represent the organization, the Ms. Senior America organization, which is a nonprofit and so wonderful. So, and help at events. There's a couple
Yeah.
events coming up, and if they would like me to come make an appearance or even just, volunteer my time, that's what I do.
How do people get a hold of you if they want to reach out?
My email and my phone number, which we can
Yeah.
put out there.
We'll put out there.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
love that.
Yeah, that would be great. And you're also found at Brightside Community.
Yeah, at Brightside Opportunity
Yep.
Center. I'm there every day, all day. People can find me there.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to being out there in the community.
Oh, absolutely. Tell
Yeah.
me what's Cameo Club?
The Cameo Club is that's part of that sisterhood thing where any of the queens or past contestants get together as a group once a month and donate our time to volunteer and go into, again, senior living and perform our talents,
Oh,
our
wow.
gifts and our talents. So
Okay.
if we're dancing, playing the piano, singing, we put on a little show And that's usually once a month. That's part of what the Cameo Club does, as well as help the state of Pennsylvania. We have a representative, an administrator, prepare for future pageants and do some of the work, behind the scenes stuff for pageants and whatnot. So it's our group of sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do powerlifting, is that right?
I did.
You did,
but very recently.
Okay.
So powerlifting is a whole other fitness thing, and I did that, and I broke 2 world records recently.
Really?
Yes. So I have to just say, my trainer, Richard McMillan at McMillan Training Systems, I have to plug him. I've been with them for a very long time as one of the clients there, and he's been training us for our bodybuilding and whatnot. And he said to me one day, he goes, "What about powerlifting?" And I go, "Oh, well, what does that require? Do you have to diet for that?" He says, "No, you don't have to diet." But it's a very specific type of training. And knowing me, opportunity, let's go for it. I entered a competition, powerlifting competition, where you just do a squat, you do bench, and you do deadlift. So there's only 3 events.
Okay.
And you're only competing against yourself with your weight and your age. And you train for this. The training is very specific, and then you go to the competition and you do your lifts and try to exceed your record. And it was scarier than getting on stage in a sparkly bikini. I don't know why. But it was so exhilarating. Long story short, for my age and for my weight, I broke a world record for the bench press and for the deadlift. And it was like, oh my gosh. The squat. So I broke 2 world records. And this was just in December of last year.
What was the weight? Do you remember?
I benched 115.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
For you, I know.
I know. That sounds like nothing to most people.
No, but yeah. You're not a big woman.
I'm not big. I think I deadlifted 185.
Wow.
And I think my squat was 145.
Wow.
So those were records for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was just fun.
I think it's great.
So I kind of put that aside, and I'm back now into more of the bodybuilding style training.
Okay.
And Rick's trying to talk me into the show in February.
Oh, we'll see,
Yeah,
especially
we'll see.
after October, and
Yeah.
might be back again too. So there's Sally's Sparkling Seniors. Tell me about that.
At Brightside, I have a couple little subgroups that I train. My Silver Sneakers group, which is about 50 people and growing, I call them my Sparkling Seniors.
Okay.
They are just anywhere from 65, I have some in their 90s, coming in with me weekly to exercise, and they just show up, and they're making big changes in their health. When somebody says to me, "Sally, I can now close my hatchback on my car," and I couldn't do that. I didn't have the strength to do it. That's another huge success, and then we all celebrate that type of thing together.
Yeah.
So those are my Sparkling Seniors, and I have another group.
Iron Mustangs?
I have Sally's Iron Mustangs, and that's my competitive group of powerlifters.
Okay.
So we train, and they do the Lancaster Senior Games together, and some of them have gone on to continue powerlifting and compete at higher levels. And so, again, a whole other group, a little bit higher, well, I'm going to say quite a bit higher fitness level, because it's hard work.
Right.
And we have shirts, and we have a sponsor, and we just have a good time together training and achieving goals that were once unimaginable. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. You have something coming up. You've got some things coming up, and there's going to be an annual, is it a ball?
Oh, at Brightside, yes.
Yeah.
Brightside Opportunity Center, which is a nonprofit, and we have programs for the elderly, for the youth, for seniors at Brightside, from food to fitness to STEM for the youth. But anyway, our first annual sneaker ball is coming up September 23rd.
Okay.
And we're super excited because you will not even recognize the gym.
Wow.
It's going to be completely transformed. We have a live band, dancing, amazing food, presentation. So that's coming up, and we're excited about it for Brightside.
And you're hoping to make that annual.
We're hoping to make that
annual. That
annual,
would be great.
yes.
There are some other things that are coming up too in September and October that you might want to just tease a little bit.
Yes. Lancaster Reusables, which is the biggest children's and babies kind of used items at Spooky
Okay.
Nook. I was invited to
Yeah.
appear there.
All
That's
right.
the first week in September.
Okay.
And a couple presentations at St. Joseph Church,
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Church coming up. 2 parades.
Oh, of
Going
course.
to be in the parade at Millersville in New
Yeah.
Holland.
Yep.
Both New Holland was my hometown,
Okay.
and now Millersville is close to my hometown, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be great.
Yeah.
So this has been really life-changing in many different ways, hasn't it?
It has.
Because it has given you literally a different platform with things that you've been working on pretty much and preparing all your life.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I don't know. It just, I think I'm a late bloomer, Diane. I know I've been working in this for, well, since I'm 49 years old, and I'm 66.
Yeah.
And I feel like that at this point I can make a difference because I can reach more people. And it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It is not. It's strength training and just staying focused on eating the right food. Not always easy, but it's life-changing. It's
Yeah.
health-changing.
It is health-changing.
Yeah.
And it affects everything about your whole lifestyle and how you live the rest of your life and how you live currently and into the future, right?
Right. I talk about health span, not lifespan.
Yeah.
How long can we be
Okay.
healthy? Yes.
Yeah, because that's really what it is.
It is. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. So if you were to tell everybody, wow, in a capsule, how to live your life with fitness and food, what are some things that we should think about?
Keep moving. I
Okay.
mean, at the very basic level, when people retire, a lot of times they just, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to relax. I'm going to sit in my easy chair. We can't do that. I tell my clients, when you retire, you have a new job. You set your alarm clock like you did for work. Now you do that for your workout. It's the appointment, your exercise, whatever time that is, it's the appointment you can't afford to miss. Absolutely, 100%. It's your new job. Just show up.
Yeah.
Don't schedule your other appointments around that. That's important. And learn, because knowledge is power, what food is going to give you the best health.
Yeah.
And I say, when you eat something, ask yourself, are you feeding or fighting disease? And if you think you're feeding disease, you better not eat it. Now, do we have to be perfect? No. My company, NutriFreak, which is my nutrition education
Yes.
company, it's just learn clean eating, eat real food, and you don't have to be perfect. That's where I
Yeah.
was going to go with that.
Okay.
Just
Be aware and try to make right decisions, conscious decisions.
80% of the time. You
Yep.
don't need to be perfect.
Right. And keep moving.
Keep moving.
And if we keep supporting each other, I think that's something that we can do, right?
Yes.
And we support you when you go to nationals coming
Thank
up
you.
in October. Thank you so much for being here, for sharing your story, for encouraging us and shedding light on a lot of different things and how to be healthy, because you're a perfect example of that. Yeah.
Thank you, Diane.
All right. And we're going to put at the bottom of the screen how to reach Sally, because if you want to reach out to her and have her talk or just connect, and also make sure you can go over to Brightside, you can always see her there too. So once again, thanks, Sally, and thank you for joining us today too. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines, reminding you to look behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.